Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. So I thought for today's video we could just sit down and have a bit of a chat. I've been promising you a life update probably for a couple of weeks now, so I thought today's the day to do it, and I thought we'd sit on the sofa today. It's been a while since I've been here. It's usually covered in stuff, but my room's tidy at the moment. Well, it was. And now it's a bit messy again, but you know, it's fine. For me, it's tidy. So I thought we'd sit down on the sofa and just have a bit of a chat. Because as I said, I've been promising you a bit of a life update for a little while, because a few of you have noticed that I haven't been here as regularly as I normally would be. If you're new here, hello, hi. I normally upload twice a week, sometimes more, and I'm pretty consistent with my schedule. And I haven't been for a while, and I just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on. I've always said that I want to be honest with you guys and open, but sometimes I have to take some time myself to process things before I let you in on what's been going on. So the long and short of it is I haven't been very well mentally for, well, it's been a bit of an issue probably for about 3 months. I've not been very well mentally. I have been struggling with what I now know is depression. I've talked about mental health quite openly on this channel in the past, but I've always talked about the fact that I struggle with anxiety. I've always struggled with anxiety, and I know that it's not a surprise to me. Anxiety has been a problem for a lot of my life, most of my life. But I didn't know, well, I don't know if it's a new thing. I think it's probably more of a long-term thing than I've realised, but I'm blabbling. There might be a bit of blabbling. Well, I always ramble, but there might be a little bit more than normal in this video, so just bear with me. Basically, it was a little bit of a surprise to me when I found out I was struggling with depression, and it's taken me a bit of time to come to terms with it, and I am now on medication for the depression, which is something I've never experienced before, and I am on a waiting list for some therapy, so I should be starting therapy in about 8 weeks, so that will be good. I'm very much looking forward to that. I know that's probably a strange thing to be looking forward to, but I am really looking forward to starting therapy. So a bit of a backstory. I think maybe 3 months ago, I don't know what video it was. I can't remember. I probably couldn't figure it out now, but maybe it was a vlog, because usually I'm speaking a bit freely in a vlog. I'm not planning what I'm going to say, I just say what I'm thinking. And I said in a vlog that I had been struggling with my mental health and that I'd been struggling with anxiety and depression. And that was the first time I think I've acknowledged that depression is a bit of an issue for me. And I don't think I even realised I said it. It was a bit of a surprise when I watched it back in editing, and from then I started to realise that actually maybe that is an issue. So basically depression can come in many forms. I'm not a mental health expert, but from what I know and what I've read and experienced and so on, I know that depression can take different forms. And for me, it isn't that I'm sad all the time, which is maybe why I hadn't recognised that it was depression. I'm not crying all the time, I'm not sad all the time, but what I am is really struggling with motivation, desire to do things, even things that I love, like YouTube, so we'll come on to that in a little bit. So motivation to do things, even things that I love, and energy. I don't know if I already said that, but basically just I'm missing a lot of get up and go. I have been so incredibly tired. It comes in ups and downs, but still this week, today is Sunday, I'm filming this on the day I'm posting it. This week I have been unbelievably tired, and I just, even when I have a good night, I'm not the best sleeper as it is, but even when I have a good night's sleep, I wake up and I'm tired, so that is a huge problem. The want to do things is a huge problem. Even things that I love doing, I struggle to make myself do. I love filming videos, but at the moment I'm finding it really difficult. And low mood is an issue. I'm not super sad and I'm not crying and super sad all the time, like I said, but I'm not happy most of the time. And it's been, I think the reason it's been difficult to accept is because my life has been a little bit rocky. I've had things happen in my past, as we all have, but there's been things that have happened that mean that when I've had problems with my mental health in the past, I could attribute them to that thing that was happening. So I'll probably not want to go into details about them, but one example you know of is I lost my mum when I was 20. So my mental health problems after that, I could go, it's because my mum passed away. This is a normal reaction. It's not necessarily that I have a mental health problem. It's a natural mental health reaction to the situation. And that's how I've been able to look at my mental health for most of my life. There's been a bad thing that happened and I'm reacting. I hope this is making sense. It makes sense in my head. Hopefully it makes sense in yours. But recently, things are really good, and I'll come on to that because I am going to tell you some good news after I've finished rambling and trying to explain what's going on at the moment. But yeah, at the moment, other than lockdown and the pandemic, which yes, is awful, but aside from that, in my life, I have really good things going on, and I'm still struggling with my mental health. And I said this to a friend, and they were like, the pandemic is enough for you to be struggling. But I don't know. I just feel like there's some things happening in my life that I've wanted to happen for a long time that logically mean I should be happy and I should be okay, but I'm still not. And I think where was my point here? My point was that's why I've been struggling to come to terms with the fact that I'm struggling with depression, because I'm now starting to see that it's maybe not just a reaction to a situation, it's something that is going on chemically, potentially, inside my brain. I'm not a doctor, but I am pretty sure that depression can be like a mixed mash of chemicals in your brain gone a little bit awry. That is not a technical way of describing depression. But yes, so I think there's probably, well, I know there's probably something going on in my brain more than just a reaction to a situation. So I am now on medication for the first time in my life, which again has been something that has been a bit hard for me to come to terms with. We judge ourselves so differently to how we judge other people. So I am a huge mental health advocate. I work in employee well-being. I believe that you should do whatever you need to do to be well. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but basically I would not say or think the things that I've thought about myself for anyone else. Like if a friend came to me and said they were struggling with XYZ and they'd been put on medication to deal with it by a medical professional, I would support them. I would trust that their medical professional knows what needs to be done and that they should do whatever they need to do to be well. But when it comes to myself, we have this like internal bias against ourselves, and I've just judged myself. I'm being quite open with you guys. I will have put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video. I'm being quite open with you guys is what I was saying. I have judged myself and felt like I was a failure for needing to be on medication. I have never thought that anyone else is a failure for needing medication because of mental health. Yet I think of myself as a failure for needing medication, and I don't want anyone to be offended by me saying that, because I genuinely don't think that about other people. We think more harshly about ourselves, and we think maybe irrationally about ourselves sometimes, and I definitely have done. So it's taken me, it was a bit of a shock to be put on medication, I'm not gonna lie. I had hit a bit of a low. It was about 2 months ago now, and I reached out for help. Not like a massive low, but low enough to know that I didn't want to continue living in that way. I wanted to make changes to make my life better, if that makes sense. So I reached out and spoke to my doctors, and they put me on medication, and it was a surprise. I was hoping to get some therapy, and I came out of it with medication. So just being completely honest, that was a bit of a surprise, and it's taken some time to get my head around. I know that medication is a long process to get right. I don't think it's right yet. I don't think I'm either on the right medication or the right dosage. I'm not going to tell you what medication or dosage I'm on because I'm not a medical professional and I don't want to share that information, because I know with any kind of like mental health, well, with any medication whatsoever, it is so personal to your situation, and that what works for one person wouldn't work for another necessarily. So I probably should have written down like a list of what I wanted to talk about in this video, but I feel like I'm being quite honest and candid with you, and I hope that you understand that rambling comes with me just talking freely. What was I saying? So I'm on medication now. I don't necessarily think it's the right package just yet, but it takes some time to work it out, and I'm starting therapy. And so all these things mean that I'm having to be a bit more kind to myself at the moment. There are days where I get up and I feel like I could do anything. And there are days where I get up and it's a struggle to get out of bed at the moment. And on those days, I cannot be in front of the camera. So I've always said I don't want to hide the truth from you, but what I'm not very good at doing is showing you everything. How do I explain this? I pre-planned this and had the wording perfect. So I don't not show you the truth. Like I'm not fake on camera, but when I'm in a bad place, I just don't come on camera, if that makes sense. So I show you the good, and I don't pretend that I'm not words. I can't explain what I'm trying to say. Basically, I want to show you everything true, and I'm not fake, but I just hide when things aren't good. Very rambly at the moment and very repetitive. Oh my goodness. Okay. Point being, I find it really difficult at the moment to be on camera when I'm not in a good place, as I'm sure many people do. And I'm going to try and be a bit more like, this is my life, the good and the bad, because I think it's really important that I show myself as a whole person, because I've said many times, if you just see a person who is okay all the time and you're not okay, you might question why they can be okay all the time and you can't. I've said this a million times in a better, more eloquent way. Eloquent? Is that the right word? You know what I mean. So long story short, if you're still with me in this video, guys, thank you so much for bearing with me. I may re-record this because it's been very rambly. But yes, point being that I'm not doing as much in terms of recording at the moment as I usually do. And that's because if I get up on a day where I've planned to film and I'm not feeling great, I'm having to be kind to myself and let myself not film. It isn't because I don't love YouTube. I love YouTube so much. Filming videos is honestly my favourite thing to do, and I really, really love it. And it's so frustrating to not be able to do the things that you want to do. Like, I cannot explain to you how frustrating it is to sit there and want to do something and have the means to do it, but not have the energy or not be in the right mindset to do the thing that you want to do. It is a really difficult thing to deal with. So I'm having to be kinder to myself, and that means missing videos. And so I'm gonna have to scrap my schedule for the time being. I normally upload on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and I'm gonna try where I can to do that, but just know that if I miss an upload, it's just because I'm just taking care of myself and giving myself space to be okay. And I will get back to that schedule at some point. It might be a new schedule, I don't know. I've been thinking about changing my schedule to Thursdays and Sundays just to give me a little bit more room, where if it comes to a Saturday and I'm not feeling great, I could film on the Sunday and it doesn't matter because I'm not uploading till the Sunday, and the same with Thursday rather than Wednesday. I don't know yet. I'm giving myself time and I'm giving myself space to see what's gonna happen. And the other thing is, all the content that I had planned to do over the next few months has had to be scrapped because I don't know for sure if I feel like I might have mentioned this in my Q&A video with Adam, but if I didn't, basically we are still shielding. My boyfriend is clinically high risk. If you want to know more about that, Adam explains it all himself in the Q&A video, which I will link up above. But he is clinically high risk, so clinically high risk that his occupational therapist at work has told him that until the R rate is under zero point 0.4 and the variants are under control, he needs to continue to shield, because even though we have both had our vaccines, because it is so risky for Adam, and we don't fully know, from what I understand, that how the variants react with the vaccine, to be safe, Adam needs to continue to shield, which means I need to continue to shield, which means a lot of the content that I had planned, we can't do. I had so many ideas of what I was going to be doing over summer, and I can't do most of them. So I will at some point. It just means that me not being completely well and me not being able to do a lot of the content that I wanted to do combined means I'm probably not going to be filming as much as I usually do. I have taken such a long-winded route of explaining that for you. But yeah, so that's essentially what's going on. I'm taking time where I need to look after myself and to try and get back on track. And I have to say, Adam has been just incredibly patient and kind and loving and everything that you would hope a partner would be during this time and more. He has been incredible. I think patient is the perfect word. He, like, if I have a bad day, he'll, like, I'm quite often like, why? What's happened for me to be struggling today, analysing the situation, looking for reason, and he tells me that there doesn't have to be a reason. I don't need to look for a reason. I just need to let myself feel what I'm feeling and ride it out, and he looks after me, and it's incredible. And this is probably going to sound a little bit childish to anyone else, but it means a lot to me. I remember we were watching a film and there was like this giant teddy bear in there, and I remember saying something just off the cuff like, if I had a giant teddy bear, I think life would be fine, everything would be great. And the next day a teddy bear arrived, and it wasn't giant because we live in a little flat, but it was the cutest little teddy bear, and he's called Barry, and he makes me really happy. And I know that's so childish, but it just does. And I think at the moment, anything that makes me feel better, I'm just gonna go with. But Adam's made this really fun game of taking Barry and putting him into really funny situations. So I'll put some pictures up on the screen, but like every couple of days I'll walk into a room and Barry's in this like different position or situation, and it's just been making me so happy. And yeah, so there's some of the pictures of that, and the point being is Adam's been incredible and I'm so grateful. The other thing I wanted to say before I move on to the good news is that if you have messaged me at all recently, if you've DM'd me on Instagram, if you've left me a comment on YouTube or Instagram and I haven't got back to you, I'm really sorry. It's something like, I struggle with my phone when I'm not well. I struggle to reply to my friends and my family. I struggle to reply to comments and messages. So I'm really sorry if I haven't been the most responsive. Just know it's that I'm trying to get well, and I read all your comments and all your messages, and anyone who's messaged me to say, I've noticed you've been a bit quiet, are you okay? Thank you so much. It means honestly more than I can tell you. It means so much. I do see these messages. I just don't always have it in me to reply at the moment. And I know that's probably not very fair to you guys at home, which is partly why I wanted to explain to you what's been going on. Just to say I'm not being rude. Maybe you think it is rude, and if you do, that's like your prerogative. I'm not intending to be rude. I'm just, sometimes there are days where I don't have it in me to message people back, and it's not that I don't appreciate every single message and comment, because it honestly means so much, but I just wanted to know I'm not ignoring you. It's sometimes a little bit hard. I find, like I've spoken about this before, I don't know if it's because I'm dyslexic or whatnot, but I find like written communication quite difficult, and it causes me anxiety, whether I've said the right thing or written the right thing, or whether you understand what I mean, because written communication can be taken so differently to how you intended. And so when depression's been added on top of that already existing anxiety, I can find it really difficult. I find it so much easier to just sit down and talk, but I can find it even more difficult than normal to do written communication. So yeah, that's what that is. Just know I honestly appreciate it so much. I'm not intending to be rude, but I'm going to try my hardest to get better at responding, because you deserve that. If you've taken the time to wish me well, or to comment on a video, or to comment on a picture, or message me, you deserve a response. And I hate myself for not always being able to, and I'm hoping that I can get better at that soon, but yeah, thank you. So I thought this was going to be like a 10-minute video, but I've just looked and it's already been 20 minutes. Not a surprise because it's me and I ramble. On to the good news. The good news is Adam and I are buying a house, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. At the moment we have our flat that we've been in for about 4 years. I think we bought it 4 years ago on Thursday, I think it was, and I love it. We've got a 2-bedroom flat and it's beautiful and I love it, but we have outgrown this space. We both work from home currently. We both have our own businesses from home. So I do YouTube, Adam does, he has a digital performance company with his friend, and yeah, we both do all this from home in our flats, and we need more space. And we weren't planning on buying a house till next year, but things just slotted into place and we are buying a house. Now this has been going on for a couple of months actually. It was the time in between like lockdown starting to get lifted before we found out that Adam needed to shield still. I think we had about 2 weeks where we lived life a little bit more freely, not very freely, just a little bit more freely, which meant we went on some house viewings, and we haven't viewed the house we're buying, which is a whole nother thing, but we ended up doing some house viewings and ended up deciding to start the process of buying a house. And we had put in an offer on a house, but we had to pull out because it turned out not to be the right option, and we found this new house anyway. So in a perfect like storm of timings, within like 2 or 3 weeks of us thinking that we were about to start lifting our shielding, we ended up putting in an offer on a house and having it accepted. So again, where was I? I do keep losing my train of thought. Trailer thought. We are buying a house. So I just said that we haven't seen the house, and that's gonna maybe sound bonkers, but we are buying a off-plan new build, which is why it's taken so long. So we put in the offer a couple of months ago. It's June now. Was it end of March? April? It's been going on for a while. The house is meant to be completed in October, so we were in super early stages. So at this point we have seen plans and drawings, we've seen a couple of photos, but it's literally like bricks at the moment. There isn't a house to see yet, and we can't get on site because of safety reasons, and because we are buying one of the first houses on the development, there isn't a showroom to go and see. So it's been my camera is gonna die. Let me change my battery. Back again. Sorry if the angle has changed at all. Let me just have some water. Ah yes, so we are buying a house that we haven't seen yet. Hopefully going to be completed in October. It is a beautiful house. I feel so lucky, and I'm obsessed with property. I used to work in property. My favourite program is Grand Designs. I love property, so this is just so exciting for me. But we're buying a beautiful new build with a garden. Lockdown and shielding in a flat without a garden has taught me that I want a garden. It has a garden and it has 4 bedrooms, and I feel so lucky and incredibly excited about that. So we're gonna have a bedroom. We're going to have a spare room so people can actually come and stay and not sleep on a sofa bed. Adam's going to have his own office, and I'm going to have my own walk-in wardrobe, studio, fun room, and I cannot wait. So we are in the process of selling our flat at the moment. Hopefully that's going to get like packaged up and signed, sealed and delivered soon, and then we'll be preparing to move house, and that's going to be, I am weirdly excited about it, like the thought of packing everything up and going through everything and just really thinking about what we want to take and buying new furniture. And I really want to make a whole YouTube series out of it. I love moving vlogs, packing vlogs, house tours, house hauls. I love all that. I'm watching those videos more than most other videos at the moment. So yeah, I really want to make a series out of that. So you will have to let me know if you are up for the house moving content, because I really want to make it, but I want to make it if you guys want to see it. I don't want to make videos that you're not interested in, because it's not ideal. So if you guys are up for house videos, let me know, because there's so much content that I can make and I'm so excited to start sharing that. I will be making other videos over summer. I'll be doing my fashion hauls, I'll be doing vlogs just a bit more sporadically. I'll probably do a couple of makeup videos here and there. I haven't been wearing makeup as much as normal. Like during the week, sometimes I don't have like the energy to put makeup on, so I'll probably do a couple of makeup videos here and there, but it's probably going to be more like fashion and vlogs and hopefully house content if you're up for that. I think that was everything. Oh yeah, energy reminded me, I have actually been to the doctors this week and had some blood tests taken just to double check that my like lack of energy and frantically, is that the right word? My exhaustion, frankly, my exhaustion isn't to do with anything physical. They've taken some blood just to double check that, and hopefully I'll know next week so that we can just make sure that there's not something physical going on that's causing the depression symptoms. I meant to mention that earlier, but I forgot. Remembering things is a bit of an issue at the moment. I don't have the best memory at the best of times, but it has become more of an issue recently, probably due to the tiredness. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for bearing with me in this rambly video. I could have planned it, but I wanted to be more candid, or I don't know, I've said that enough. I just wanted to be open with you guys and let you guys know and just give you an explanation as to where I've been, why I'm a bit quieter, and why it's probably going to be a bit quiet for a little while longer. There may be phases where I get back on track and things are great, and I go downhill again and things get a bit quieter. It's going to be a journey, and I'm going to try and let you in as much as I can. But I also need to respect myself and to step back when I need to and when that's what's best. So, all in all, that is my update. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all the love and support you've ever given me. It means more than I could ever explain. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back for a normal kind of video next time, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.